it could really make or break like your experience postpartum also while you're trying to be like bonding and healing. And I say like the most important two things that in postpartum is healing and bonding with your baby.
Hello, friend. Today I want to share with you a conversation I had on postpartum support with Monica Martinez. She is a local midwife. She supports women in home births and at the birth center here in the high desert. In our conversation, we are mostly talking about the all natural herbal products that she creates to support her mamas postpartum. Of course, there is much more to talk about when it comes to postpartum support than some herbal products. These products are wonderful because you can have them in your nightstand. You can use them when you need them. They support you in feeling calmer. They support your digestive system in working better, reducing inflammation, and healing faster. But there is so much more to postpartum support. There is so much support for a pregnant woman. You visit your doctor or your midwife multiple times. They want to check your blood levels. They want to know that baby's growing well. They ask you how you're feeling. But isn't it interesting that the moment your baby is born, you have this 1 6-week visit where you visit your doctor and they tell you that you are fine, that you can go back to work and have sex again. And so many of us don't feel like we're ready for either of those things at 6 weeks. So let's start with the interview, and at the end, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you about this PDF that I have prepared for you during pregnancy. It has some journaling prompts that are gonna get you to think about what are the things that you might need postpartum, so you can start preparing mentally, so you can have conversations with your loved ones about what you want, what you don't want, and how you think right now that it will be the best way to support you. Well, of course, those things can change. Once you have your baby, you might find yourself wanting different things, but it is so powerful to start thinking about it and opening that door to other people knowing that you will need support. Let's start the interview now. Yeah. Okay, welcome. It's a lovely summer day, and I'm here with Monica.
Hi.
To talk about postpartum. Hello, I'm Daniela, gardener, herbalist, and founder of Growing Up Rooted. I was thinking we can start by talking about what are those specific things that women should be thinking about when they're getting to postpartum.
Yeah, preparing for postpartum is so important because it could really make or break like your experience postpartum also while you're trying to be like bonding and healing. And I say like the most important two things that in postpartum is healing and bonding with your baby. So with that means like you gotta rest a lot, and I've heard you even talk about like the 40 days. We usually advise like the 5-5-1 rule, which is like 5 days in bed, 5 days around the bed, 5 days around your house. Many challenges arise when you're trying to heal postpartum because staying in bed is, you know, essential and hard to do at the same time. But there's a lot that we could do to help encourage and aid and accelerate the healing process so that you could feel better while you are going through that journey and while you are trying to bond with your baby. And this kit here has helped so many women and has been used by many midwives that have taught the midwives that taught me, and I've put my spin on it also and tweaked things according to what I heard back feedback wise and also what I went through postpartum. I'm a mom of 5 myself.
Okay, so what do we have in here?
Okay, so in the kit, this is a peri spritz, and what you could do with this is you could spray it on directly to your mama diaper or to your pad that you're wearing on your underwears, or even to an ice pack, because the ice pack feels really good sometimes. It depends on however you're injured you are there. The main thing that I like to do with it also is just open it up and pour a little bit into the peri bottle, and then fill up the peri bottle with warm water, and then just rinse down there, because you really shouldn't be wiping at that time. And so that really helps with the healing process there and soothing down there, because I feel like soothing is just as important as like the internal healing that's happening, because if you're not feeling
comfortable,
good, yeah,
it's so important.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have peri spritz for healing,
and it
vaginal
smells
healing.
great too. Yeah.
Oh, it really does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, spritz for vaginal healing. Then we have...
Okay, so this is a stop bleed tincture, and so it aids in really cramping up that uterus and helping you stop bleeding. Most women that take this stop bleeding within the week, like before the week even hits.
Amazing.
So yeah, it works really great.
So you take 3 droppers 3 times a day. That's kind
until
of...
it's gone.
Yep. Then we have healing salve.
Yeah, healing salve. This is great for not even just postpartum. You could use it for any type of wounds, just kind of like in lieu of Neosporin. And this is great for sore nipples. We know those are no fun when we are trying to just bond and feed our baby. So it is completely edible and fine for baby to nurse on. And also it is great for diaper rash.
If you know my products in Growing Uprooted, I have a healing salve as well. And I tell people when I'm at markets that every herbalist has some version of calendula salve. Because it just works for everything. Burns, bug bites,
wounds,
dry
scratches,
scratches, all the things. This one, the biggest difference between this one and mine is that this one is much gentler because I put essential oils in mine. So you are doing it with the idea that it'll relieve
even
sore
a
nipples,
newborn,
so baby can still, so it's safe for baby and he's not taking oils. And then something else that this is amazing for is diaper rash.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Diaper rash. I remembered what I was going to say too. Sometimes mamas get scratches in their vaginal area and they don't necessarily tear. So you could put it on there and then use the bathroom, because when you urinate, it could really sting when you have those scratches.
And this gives it a layer of protection.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And it helps heal it. Yeah.
Okay. Golden seal powder root.
Yes, so this is great for using a little Q-tip and putting it on the umbilical stump, and it helps dry it up, but it also helps cauterize it. So it helps stop the bleeding in that area, and it's also an antimicrobial, so it helps keep it from infection.
Amazing.
Yeah. Instead of using alcohol, which I think is still recommended in the hospitals, and it doesn't help them heal. It's just re-wetting it and it irritates it.
Irritating.
Yeah.
Arnica.
Some arnica helps with pain and inflammation, because we know we got a lot of that going on after giving birth. So these little tablets, you just put them in your mouth and let them dissolve, kind of like those teething tablets.
You just had a baby? How long ago?
Almost 5 weeks. Yeah.
So you are postpartum yourself.
Yeah, I am.
Right now. And you reached out to me maybe 3 weeks ago. So share a little bit of how your postpartum experience has been.
Yeah. So my postpartum experience has been really good. My whole labor, my birth, I had a great birth. Nothing traumatic, but I had some cravings, and the postpartum digestive system is very sensitive during this period, and that's why we recommend
movement and
so much movement.
So much happen.
Yeah. And so we really try to encourage mamas to eat warm foods, eat broths, have tea. But, and I was doing all of that, but I also had candy cravings and had candy, and I couldn't handle it. Even as much as I prepared, I just could not handle it. So that's when I had reached out to you and asked you about a tonic or tincture. Yeah.
Okay, so we worked together to add one missing piece to her amazing postpartum kit. And this is a postpartum tonic. And the idea with this tonic, it has herbs that support digestion. And then it also has calming herbs. Sometimes that can really help digestion. It's also so affected by how we feel emotionally and how our nervous system is doing.
Yeah.
And it has herbs that help reduce inflammation, and it has herbs that help
Nursing.
and it has
Healthy milk.
producing milk, and it has herbs that just help healing.
And it worked great for me. So that's when I was like, okay, we need to like incorporate it into the actual kit at this point.
Okay, so just to summarize, when you are postpartum, there is a deep need for rest.
Yeah.
There is a deep need for foods that are easy to digest, foods that are nourishing and warm and oily and mushy, and that just goes through your digestive system very easily.
And high in protein also. Yeah.
There is a need for soothing from, depending on what kind of birth you had, vaginal birth, cesarean birth. There is a need for soothing. There is a need for healing, depending how much you tore or how you're feeling, what is hurting. There's so many things that can be happening.
Yeah, every birth is different, but there's always a minimal level of healing we're gonna have to do no matter what. And internally, like, we have that big wound, our placenta that is released. And I like to tell people, you know, if you saw that wound like on your leg, you wouldn't be running around.
No,
but just because it's inside and we can't see it, and we're feeling better, and we're on this like oxytocin high, sometimes we think we're okay, but we still need major support, and we still need major nourishment. So
inside of your uterus, an organ that got this big with a baby inside was released. And there is a wound.
The size of a dinner plate.
Right. And there is a wound that needs to heal. And all of your organs were squished for a while, and now they're like swollen and irritated, and they have to like find their space back. It's a lot. And then there is a need for support breastfeeding. So there is a need to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated while you produce milk. There is a need of herbs that can help support the nourishment that you need, so you can make that milk and stay healthy.
So you could produce it,
Yes. And then there is a need to support your nipples while those first few weeks are tough breastfeeding. It gets easier. It gets to a point that it feels natural, and your nipples are a little more desensitized or used to it. Yeah. But at the beginning, it is very painful.
Yeah, the first couple weeks. Yeah. And a calming, and I feel like the less stress you have, the quicker you're going to heal, and the more milk production you'll have. And I think the tincture does include.
It has some of the things that it has. It has chamomile, which really helps calm down the nervous system. Yeah. There is also postpartum anxieties that we feel, fear that we feel. There's so much that is unknown, and we are dealing with this while we heal, and while we are getting little sleep, and while we have all these doubts of what we're doing and if our baby's okay.
And all of this doesn't take a lot, like a grand effort. It's not like you're cooking a big old meal and stuff. Like, it's just right there in a basket at your bedside, and you just pop them in, and it's your way of taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you can better take care of your baby.
So I feel like this is so valuable to just have on your bedside table,
all the essentials,
so it is ready for when you're postpartum, and so you can take care of yourself. And then, so to end, we are working on so this is the Nourishing Blend. This is a blend that I sell that is safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women, but we are working on a blend that is going to go alongside this, and that it can be part of a kit if people want to add it on.
Absolutely.
That is going to be specific for lactation, for those of us who maybe feel like our bodies need support to get all the nourishment that we need, or us to produce more milk. or just in general to feel like we are giving our body what it needs to produce the milk that it needs to produce.
And it feels good, like, doing that for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think it's a wonderful excuse to get women postpartum drinking water and drinking herbal tea, which is packed with not just all the medicinal properties that we love of the herbs, but minerals, enzymes, vitamins, like all this important that for example nettles here is packed with calcium, magnesium, iron. This is all things that women tend to be depleted on, and that pregnancy certainly depletes us on. So if you're drinking this, you're drinking traces of all of these minerals, of all of these vitamins every day, and you're saying support it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And feeling
That's
more
well said. Yeah.
I'm feeling more grounded, right? Feeling more.
It feels good taking a minute and adding some honey. I love honey in mine. I don't know if
I don't.
does.
I don't. I like it unsweetened.
I even bought you honey.
Oh no, I love honey.
Okay,
I
but
put
not
it
in
on
your
my
tea.
chai tea.
Yeah.
I just don't like it on my herbal tea. I don't
okay.
like it sweet.
Yeah.
But I know
love
everybody.
it. But I like adding a little bit of honey, and that just is like my moment of calmness and sweetness all together. Yeah.
And so what I do is that I sell these teapots too, and they're 60 ounces, which is about the amount of water you should drink every day. So I make it in the morning, and if I drink it at the end of the day, I know that I had enough water that day, and that I drank all of that amazing wisdom from the plants in it. So every morning, and because it's pretty every morning, I want to make my tea.
It is very pretty.
I think to close, we will link her website. Her business is called Woven Services. She's going to be offering, she's offering this kit, but she's going to be offering also the additions that we have collaborated on, the tonic, the postpartum tonic and the lactation blend that they're going to be offered there. And if you just want to buy the products that I have brought in to this equation, then you can also buy them on my website, growinguprooted.com. Thank you for watching. Okay, what do you think? Did you find some ideas that were helpful? Maybe some things that you might want to have, maybe some things you want to buy beforehand so you have them in your nightstand when baby is coming. So like I was saying before, there is more to this than herbal remedies, but it is a really good place to start. Some other things you're going to want to think about is who is going to cook for you the first few days. You know, Monica mentioned the first 5 days you stay in bed. The next 5 days you stay around the bed, kind of in your room. Imagine this big wound we were talking about, and just allowing 5 days for it to start healing, for your organs to come back to place, for the bleeding to slow down, for your bonding with baby to start happening, for your milk to come down, to handle with peace and quiet the pain that you feel at the beginning when you start nursing. Something else you might want to think about if you already have children is somebody going to help with your other children? Who is going to give them some undivided attention at some points so they can feel loved too, and so they can allow you the space to rest? Who is going to clean your house for you for a few days so you don't have to? And who do you want around? Who do you want at the birth? Who do you want those first 5 days when you're just in bed? Who do you feel comfortable visiting you in bed? Who do you want the next 5 days when you're kind of moving around in your room? And who do you want those next 5 days, the day 10 to 15, when you're roaming around the house a little more? And who would you want to wait to see later? And maybe how can somebody else help you manage that so you don't hurt someone's feelings? These are things that are so helpful in supporting your nervous system as you come to terms with your new reality as a mother, or as a mother again of another child, another responsibility, a beautiful responsibility, but a quite exhausting one nonetheless. So go down, there is a link below with a PDF. Download the PDF and spend some time journaling and thinking about all these questions that will really help you plan for your postpartum. And a good plan might really make a difference. You can also find links to the products that we talked about below. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can find me on Instagram at growinguprooted, and you can DM me there. You can email me at Daniela with one L at growinguprooted.com, or you can comment below. Thank you for watching.